Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Kusano. People call me Ku, usually. And I draw. You're here to see what I have drawn. This is my current sketchbook, this Sketchbook 14. I've been working on this sketchbook for around 10 days, and I've been working on a large spread, the first couple pages. I've been recording the time lapse, and I am looking forward to posting that. I'll probably post a time lapse talking a little more about the channel, what I plan on doing with the channel, and everything else. But for now, we are actually doing a sketchbook tour of Sketchbook 13, which is this poor thing right here. This is Sketchbook 13. I started it on May 1st, 2024, and this is a Sakura sketchbook. It's in pretty rough condition. It's falling apart pretty much, and as you can tell from this bit here, I have not finished this sketchbook, and the reason is because it's in such a poor shape right now that I'm genuinely scared that it's just going to fall apart. So I don't really want to finish this sketchbook and end up with something similar to my 5th sketchbook, which is actually in shambles, and every day that passes it collapses more and more. I think we're gonna leave this one as it is. There's a lot of unfinished stuff in here, but that's okay. Not lamenting how much is unfinished here, I'm just letting the sketchbook be the way that it is. So my first page is a complete sticker page. These are from everywhere. I went to a lot of art fairs in Chile while I was in Chile, and bought a lot of stickers from a lot of tiny artists. I have credits for quite a few of these, and I will put them on screen. But aside from that, this one, Ojo por Ojo, is the sticker of the workshop in Chile that I bought this sketchbook from. And this is the sticker from the census. This right here is part of an Argentinian bill that was falling to pieces that I cropped and pasted onto my sketchbook. Instead here is a Sketchbook 13, started May 1st, 2024, and I don't have a finish date. And our first drawing is a drawing of Victor. I drew this one with colored leads. I don't remember from exactly what brand these colored leads are from, but I did attempt to seal it and it bled through. So I put this sticker to cover it up. These ones were little printouts of one of those mini printer things. They did not survive. I will find pictures where they look clear and show them up, but you can barely tell they're there. Let's be real. And so here's page 1. Technically, this was meant to be page 1. I never actually drew page 1, as you can tell, and this one serves more as page 1. It's a drawing of Miriam. It's censored because I don't want YouTube to assassinate me, and says, in case of loss, please return to Kusano 100, and as a reward, you can kind of imagine the rest. At this point in the start of the sketchbook, I had quite a bit of a fixation on a group of 4 of these that I have, which are Victor, Remy, Damon, and, well, Miriam. I was drawing them a lot, experimenting a little. Here's more of those color leads again, but I don't think I sealed it this time. I learned from my mistakes. I just drew Damon quite a bit, so I was trying to lend his facial structure and not really doing too well. Mostly, I really like this chibi of Victor. And here's some little drawings of Enki, which is their cat. I have more art of Miriam here. This one is one of my favorite chibis in the entire sketchbook. I think I did quite well with this one. Some relevant anatomy studies, a little more Victor, and this is the logo on the back of Remy's leather jacket. Here you have a few Enkis that I drew because I actually love drawing this specimen. And Stabilo swatches. One of my friends bought me the big set that has like 23, and I actually love them. I think I own every color of them that exists right now. This is meant to be Victor, you just can see him, also Victor, and more Victor. This is from the veil trend that was very popular at the time. People were redrawing, I don't know their names, but the guy looking at the billboard of the girl. So Alexander looking at Emma. And there's another drawing of Miriam. This is Dario. He is the protagonist of a comic project called A Number Afraid that I'm doing with Safemi. This is the most recent and accurate rendition of him. This is the first sketch that we did after we reworked his character significantly and did quite a few reworks on him. He changed quite drastically as a protagonist between my first draft and then the draft that Safemi did, and we went with a more confident approach and we like the character quite a bit more now. Damon, some practice sketches for little doodles. Here you have a chibi of Remy, which I really, really like. Remy again, drawing of Miriam, a couple more sketches, and this atrocity. This is a drawing of Lautaro that I did. It's a sketch. I do not like this. I did this with no warm-up, no nothing, and I hate it. I genuinely hate this one. This is a test for a sticker that I wanted to do at one point of a Lily of the Valley. I did this on a post-it note, I'm pretty sure. These post-it notes, I sketched it on. It's a Lily of the Valley that I was supposed to make a sticker out of, but then I never rendered it digitally, so it just stayed as that, a test. More Victor, and then from here it's all Number Afraid sketches. This is Senin, not really convinced by the face here, or the hands, but the point of this is that I landed his nose, his eyes, and his hair really well. Senin is not an easy character for me to draw. He's meant to look a certain way, and it's quite hard to put it together in a way that I found satisfying. This is one of the most satisfying renditions that I've done of him. Here is Danis, and I've been drawing him multiple times because I'm trying to land kind of what his jaw should look like, how the dark spots in his hair should be mapped out, what his nose should look like, the lips, how his hair should like lay down. It's a process, for sure. These are drawn with acrylic markers. This is the set that I have. They are Artix markers. I will link them in the description. These are not the first things that I drew with them, but they are some of my experimentations. I kind of like how Leon looks like here, kinda. I like his mouth, I like his nose, I like some of his hair. I hate this Alani. It looks terrible. But I was experimenting, and not all experiments need to look great. I came out of this learning a thing or two, so it's not a waste of paper either. This is Airi, and then I started drawing some shoes. I drew Airi's shoes, Carla's shoes, and Volio's shoes. And on here we have Toru. All of these are characters from Number Afraid. I drew a sketch of Toru, which is semi-convincing, kind of on point, not quite. And there was a small thumbnail for concept of Volume 1 and what we wanted Volume 1 of the comic to look like. But since then, our concept has changed, and this one is pretty obsolete. I have a chibi of Kata and one of Lydia, and then Kata's shoes and Lydia's shoes. And then and they got from the balloons from TikTok, because the trend came back briefly, and I just think the cat is really cute. These are all with the color LEDs, and as you can tell, they have bled everywhere. There's blue here, there's purple here, there's light blue here. It's all a mess. I did some swatches here because I'm pretty sure that I bought new ones for this, that I were like new LEDs for this one in particular, but they bled everywhere. So this is Nettle Plate and OC, and this is Midnight, another OC. I draw a little ducky. This is Samu from Number Afraid, Vicente from Number Afraid, Cherry from Number Afraid. You're gonna see her look change drastically throughout this, because every single time that I draw her, I think I can do better, and she looks different every single time as a result. This is Ren from Number Afraid, an attempt to draw Carla from Number Afraid, which actually satisfies me quite a bit. Muriel from Number Afraid, and these are tiny little OCs from, I don't even remember by now. Lemon from Number Afraid. I like this chibi. I like this chibi a lot. I know I took a reference for this, but it's been like a year, and I really don't remember what I referenced it from. Dana from Number Afraid, and this is the Bentaka jacket, which is also from Number Afraid. A couple animal drawings that I did, and then a drawing of Miriam. Not a big fan of the face, but I still kind of like it. I drew Hypnos and Megara. I also drew Hestia. And this is the sketch cover for All About Cherry, which is a separate spin-off about Cherry from Number Afraid and dedicated to her character and who she is. Here we start seeing the concept for the main project. Here we start seeing concept for Silence and concept for The Broken Rhapsodia, which is a comic project. Silence is a video game project that I've been promoting through my socials, so if you look around you might find it. But Sefemi and I are currently in the process of making a demo for a video game called Silence. And these are some of the characters involved. I drew Michael and Raph is wearing Michael's glasses. And here is Becca. The paper really crumpled here for some reason, but she looks a lot better in person, unfortunately. This is Adrian from The Broken Rhapsodia and the mask for Diablo and Libra. Okay, This is Dolores from the Broken Rhapsodia and Adrian, who is very in love with her. Some concept masks for Nicola that didn't really work out, and a cover for one of the chapters with Adrian covering up his face. A sketch of the logo, and then more sketches. This is Diablo. His name is also Victor because I'm just that creative. I'll show you what both of the songs are in the notes of the editing, but this is Victor and his set of rules for the members of the group. He's known as Diablo due to his mask, and this is Nicola. He's the most rebellious one and the one performing the graffiti while hanged from multiple ropes. This is Hector, also known as Korn. He is the guy organizing the ropes. He's a climbing instructor, and he's the one that makes a weight for Nicola to hang down the side of the building in order to paint. Quick detail. If you guys are genuinely interested in Domino Fools, we have finally decided on a name we like. Yes, the Broken Rhapsody is now called Domino Fools. So Femi and I have some plans to organize the story and create a short comic about it.
Our plan, as of the time of recording, is to write and illustrate 6 chapters in total. Each chapter will have around 60 to 80 pages, following the stories of 6 characters involved.
The main premise is this. You're on your way to work, doing the same commute you have done 1,000 times over, when you see something out of the corner of your eye. It's a graffiti tag hanging off the side of a building. Something like this is more than impossible, it's unthinkable. More importantly, it was most certainly done by someone going into private property and hanging off the building, all without getting caught. The graffiti is more than just a tag, but art that is so outrageous it's viscerally shocking.
Domino Fools follows the group of 6 people responsible for these strange acts of vandalism. Each chapter tells the story of every member of the group, and every story shows a side of them only possible through the relationships and lives they have leading up to these impossible works of graffiti.
If enough people are interested in this comic, we're happy to finish it off. Commenting that you're interested is plenty encouragement.
Again, if you're interested, please let us know. If enough people show support, we'll make a dedicated video about it in the future.
Okay, now, back to the sketchbook tool. These are swatches from these pens. This is the Miniso roulette pen. I use it a lot to make line work. And then this one, I didn't buy this from any relevant brand, unless this means anything to anybody. I bought this in Meigs in Chile, which is as cheap as it gets, really. And these are the swatches, and these are all of my RTX marker swatches. These were some of my first couple drawings with acrylic markers. Pretty sure second and third drawings that I ever made. This one is not on the same time as this one, but you can still tell that I'm doing some experimentation. I'm trying to blend more in a way that doesn't really come naturally to my art style. I'm realizing here that just straight lines and rougher contrast are more what I'm going for. And in here, I try to do a lot of the shadows and line works with Prismacolors. Not the premieres, the juniors. It looks bad, but once again, experimentation doesn't need to look awesome. I drew Nicola, Victor, Sennen. Pretty pleased with that one at the time. And then I drew Lautaro. And I drew Lautaro in full detail. And I did all of the line work with these 2 pens. And I think the line work shines for that. I started getting more experimental with how I could use different colors to give different depths and different textures. And that experimentation did work quite a bit for me. Drawing of a cat here, that's all. Horses. Every now and again, my obsession with My Little Pony OCs will inevitably consume me and I will draw horses. It's okay, there's no shame in that. This is Onyx, Nettle Plate, Timekeeper, and Gold Whistle, I think is his name. He's irrelevant, it doesn't matter if I don't remember it. Carla. This is the most satisfying drawing of Carla from Number Afraid that I have. I like her hair, I like her face, I like her posture, I like everything about this one. Is it perfect anatomically? No. But it satisfies what I needed, which is a design. This is Leon. You can see that he has a pretty severe lazy eye here. And this was painted with Stabilo highlighters. I drew Alani here, and then I drew Midnight. I played this like horse game on Roblox with Sefami, and I got the first Pegasus that we could get because I didn't know that Pegasus like randomly spawned and we felt like we struck gold. While Sefami had this like glorious horse named Ghost. It was a very well behaved horse with like high stats and all. I had Damas Freckle, who was as smart as a bag of carrots. He was genuinely so fucking stupid, but he's stupid in such a charming way. Like, I almost forgive him. This is Victoria. She's Hector's girlfriend in the Broken Rhapsodia. This is Dolores. She's in the track team of her university. Part of her scholarship for psychology came from her doing track in high school. I'm into Fear and Hunger, if that's news to anybody at this point, because I'm pretty sure half of the art on my socials is Fear and Hunger. This is Nostramos. Every now and again I go back and I draw Nostramos. I think of Nostramos a healthy amount. At the time somebody did a trend where they said, like, if you have never drawn grapes, are you really an artist? Naturally I did it. Drew a couple cats and then Lily of the Valley. This is actually the first thing that I drew with the acrylic markers. I drew Diablo's Mask, Corn's Mask, and Libra's Mask, right? So Victor, Dolores, and Hector. I use them for some of the line work. These are patchy, not clear, really messy in some areas, but I don't dislike how they came out, actually. I like them quite a bit. And then this is the most satisfying drawing of Dennis. At least it was satisfying at the time. If you ask me right now if I find this satisfying for his character design, I tell you no, not really. I got washi tapes. I swatched them all out. I like using washi tapes for making patterns in the back of stuff. And this is one of the drawings that became quite popular on my TikTok. I did a collection of acrylic drawings, acrylic marker drawings that I did on the sketchbook. This is gooey. I think I went all out with the line work here at the time for my experimentation with the inks. A lot of the browns, pinks, the magentas, the purples. I feel like they give his hair a lot more depth, and for the sweater too. This is a drawing of Alani. I drew this when people were moving to Shahanshu, or like Red Note. I posted this. Somebody put this through Midjourney, and I deleted this because I didn't think somebody was going to grab my art and put it through AI, and I thought it was pretty fucking weird. So then I deleted everything on my account. I drew Fechia and Ban. These characters are from Number Afraid. So are these ones. All of them here are from Number Afraid. This Fechia and Ban, they are the founders of a gang named Sereno. And this is Milo and Javier. I just like their little chivis. I like this chibi of Milo. Furries, because why not? You gotta spice it up. These were from some OCs that me and my friends made at one point. You're rarely gonna see them, but I do like the line work that I did on many of these, and I do like how I worked with like the acrylic markers here. And then I drew Leon from Number Afraid, and this one is popular on TikTok. You guys like this one on TikTok. I have people simping for him on TikTok. These are reference for his tattoos. The incredible part is that like 2 days after I drew this, we reworked Leon, and these tattoos are no longer accurate to the canon. So that's great. But I still like this a lot. I like the anatomy that I did, his arm, his leg. I use references for all of these. I couldn't make anatomy like this off the top of my head at the time. And then Leon commenting that his head hurt because since he has a lazy eye, Alani at one point tried to correct it with glasses, and Leon wasn't the most receptive to it. It hurt quite a bit. More Number Afraid stuff. This is Davin. I drew him here. This drawing came much later. This drawing came like 3 months later compared to this one's. And the important part about this is that I changed his hair texture midway through. I realized that these like soft little curls that I was drawing here were not the way that I wanted to go with him. I don't like how I drew the burn. It just looks fucking weird. I did this in digital for another character and it worked great there, but when it translated to traditional, it really didn't. Some more Number Afraid stuff. This is Javier. This is the same guy here, same dude. And same of those 3 furries. I think this is the last time you're seeing them. These are a small set of watercolor that I got off of AliExpress. I really like the colors. A lot of the watercolor that you're gonna see, like this, is painted with that. And this is Dario's mother, the protagonist's mother in Number Afraid. On here, we have even more Number Afraid stuff, because that's all I draw. This is Kata. Her name is Catalina. Kata. This is Meli Salvado. Yes, this is I forgot its name, but it's the thing from Paranoia Agent. And the important thing is that Meli has it hanging from her phone, and that's it. It's a charm, it's a reference. I love Paranoia Agent. That's all. I got the like earth tone stabilos. Did you guys know that there's a black stabilo? There is. I got some Minamis to line work stuff with. Some sketches that I'm pretty sure I drew all of this at the hospital. These are the metal components of Davin's belt. This guy. That will make sense eventually. This is another character from Number of Fate. Her name is Amanda. And then this one is Gina, also from Number of Fate. She's related to Lautaro and she has kind of a tragic story. More Number of Fate, because that's all I fucking draw. This is Luco. He is part of the main gang. This is also Luco. This one looks terrible, don't look at it. This is Ricardo. He's not part of the main gang. Alani, another Alani, as we realize that I made him way too skinny. And then this is just Midnight, again, because I love Midnight. More Number of Fate, except for this one. I drew this one during orchestra practice. I don't know what possessed me, but I really like this one. This is Bolio. There used to be text here. And then this is Leon, again, with a lazy eye. This was not easy to paint. I was experimenting with dark skin. I was super convinced that I could paint a large thing of dark skin with watercolor. I was very unequipped, but I don't think I did that bad. Fairies, once again, you gotta spice it up. This is Rita from Silence. This is the first proper design that we did for her, and this is her mask. The incredible part is that right after I drew this, 2 days later after I drew this, Safemi and I decided that she could not go in the pink division because she doesn't fit the pink division, and she was going into the purple one. So now that I did a whole pink spread, she's not part of the pink division. Random character. This is the logo for Bolio's gang in Number of Fate in the early days. This is Crow when he was young in Silence. This is a character that we're not gonna name. This is Sophie. These are my sketches for how Sophie should look like in her talk sprite. I gave her the same halo that Amancio, another character, has, but the difference is that her halo, rather than being impenetrable like in Amancio's case, is actually having intake from the outside world into her. This is a drawing of Tony, which also from Silence. Young Leon, before he got his lazy eye or his mutation. Gui, a random eye that I drew. Notes. This is Forest Sister. Forest is a character from Silence. I only have one drawing of him. It's on Sketchbook 12, and it's this guy. I found that page really quickly. I'm kind of proud of that. There's some lemons. One of Bolio's dogs. This is Beroy. And then my muse. More horses, because, come on, I like drawing horses. I drew Timekeeper in full color. And then I drew Senin and Alani. Am I a big fan of these? Not really. Not really feeling the faces, but I really like this drawing of Timekeeper. And I kind of like those avocados. I'm still experimenting with watercolor, getting a hang of it. Marcus and Henry. That's about all there is to say. Half zombie guy, fully human guy in the apocalypse, years into the apocalypse. Hate each other, then are obsessed with each other, and that's it. And I think they're great. I love them a lot. Henry, again. These are the Muji pens. Sefemi gifted them to me, and I have a small swatch there. I drew Domingo. This is Alani's cat in Silence. This is Jenna from Silence. I didn't like the drawing, so I didn't finish it. Simple as that. So in Chile, there's this brand that is called Buffalo Waffles, and they make this waffle that is called a cheesecake waffle. They make the waffle, they put cheesecake in it, strawberries, Oreos, Nutella, and then I add banana and cream on top of that. And as you can tell, I ate them in moderation. Anyways, that's Davin from Number of Fate. One of my friends is really obsessed with Richard from IDV. The Sherlock Holmes crossover came out, and then I drew him for her. Random character, nothing to do with anything. Random OC, nothing to do with anything. And this is Enki from Silence. He's one of the recurring characters. His eyes are so big on this. Why did I give him such big eyes? He's meant to have bug eyes, but goddamn. He's like one of those anime girls with the massive eyes and no room for the brain. It's bad. I'm aware. I drew Pirate. This is another My Little Pony OC. I think this is the last one. He likes this guy. I drew Fechia. And then I did some test sketches for Rita's surprised talk sprite in Silence. Fechia is from Number of Fate, and this is just from my Little Pony OCs. This is Timekeeper when he was young. He has vitiligo, which is why he looks so different when he's an adult, right? He has vitiligo. And this is Entropy. He's meant to be the orphaned son, more like orphaned than abandoned son of Discord and Fluttershy. And this is Marcus. This is an older Marcus. That is bitter and old and angry at the world. This is Muse and me looking at Muse. This is Marcia, which is Marcus's cat. I drew a foot. That's all. And then I drew the friendly guest because come on, it's so cute. I drew these ones on the bus, and it still makes me really happy. It looks so cute. I want like 60 of them. This is a rainbow spread that I did of Number Afraid character. You have Gabriel, Lydia, Lemon, Pachi, Alani, and Dana. These are done with the roulette pens and basic watercolors. I did quite a lot of this on the plane. Yeah. Enki, don't really like this one. I tried to make his skin tone with the pens, and I kind of whitewashed him. And then here's another Enki. I drew Lee from Clinical Trial. Silence characters. More Silence. This is Kate and Darwin from Silence. And Enki from Silence again. This is Cherry. Again, every single time that I draw her, she looks different. This is Pinto from Silence, Jenna's mask from Silence, and then this is a sketch for Jenna's pose, because I am better at sketching anatomy on traditional than I am on digital. Go figure. Sefemi bought me a big Maltese plush for my birthday, and it's glorious, and it's massive, and it feels like a marshmallow, and I love it. It makes me so happy. This is Florian Brand / Fire Investigator from Identity 5 in the popcorn skin that he has. And Matthias, and then this popcorn thing. This is meant to be one of those like temporary tiles that you put in your apartment. And then this is Muse again. I decided to draw Marcus and Henry as horses because why the fuck not? I drew Muse again and a couple birdies. A rainbow cat, because why not? I drew Vicente from Number Afraid. I drew him earlier in the sketchbook too. I don't want to look for the page. This is Adonis. He's an Identity 5 OC for fun. Some practice sketches for like the cover of Silence. And I drew Michael. Nothing else to say about that. I drew Michael from Silence. And that's all we're gonna say about it. I drew Gino. Where is he? This is Gino. He's my travel companion. Usually I put him on here. What is he? I don't know. I got him randomly. I love him, but I have no fucking idea what he is. This is Lily Laplace, Evan's younger sister in Silence, the protagonist's younger sister in Silence. This is Muse. This is Muse's cat. This is a random sketch that I did. This is Azrael from Silence. He's one of the bosses from the game. And then this is just a seagull. These are the swatches for this palette. This is mostly the watercolor that I use now. It was gifted to me by dad of my roommate, and it has almost all of its original colors. I'm sure it's missing like one here. These are all Senelias, and this one is a Van Gogh sheet of white that we bought literally yesterday. Notes for Silence, the Evan Dreadful face. Sefemi got into Homestuck. I succeeded and brainwashed Sefemi into getting into Homestuck. And then I remember how much I love the Amporas, and so I drew Cronus. I just love Cronus. Drawing of Agustin when he was young in Silence. Once again, Agustin and Loren from Silence. Cheese from Silence, character we shall not name from Silence, and the first concept for Cheese's mask, but I'm not really convinced by it. I drew Michael and Michael's mask from Silence, Scrap from Silence, Evan from Silence, this is the protagonist, and then Muse, again, because why not? This is a drawing of Tony from Silence. This is the first time I drew him. This is not paper. It's an IKEA bib. I didn't know what it was. So I just grabbed it because I was like, wow, that's a cool texture. And I figured it was paper and not fabric. You can't really see it on the camera. This fucking sucked. I don't know why I did this to myself. Here are some sketches for the website of Silence. We are trying to put together a straw page with general information of the game. I'll talk more about the game in another video, like in detail, so you guys get a proper idea. And I think this is the last page. No, it's almost. This is Robert Fisher, Michael's older brother, who is in the opposite side of things. I got into Disco Elysium. And when I say I got into Disco Elysium, I don't mean it like a casual thing. I mean that I have a deep hyperfixation with two men in their 40s, and I'm fucking obsessed with this game, okay? I drew Harry and Kim. I didn't draw Jan because I don't know, but I should have. And then this is a sketch for Silence for something that is kind of difficult to explain, so it's a sketch for Silence. Page that I never used. I drew Rome, which is one of my personal Cs, and Aaron He's an OC from a super old story that I made like when I was 12, and he's still kind of dear to me, so I drew him, and that's it. That has been Sketchbook 13. That's all I drew for like a year and something. I tend to draw a lot more on digital. I swear to God, this is not all I draw, but I draw so much more in digital, so many more like commissions and stuff like that. I draw that all on digital, so there's a lot more to show there. And this has been Sketchbook 13. If you guys stick around, I will show Sketchbook 14 pretty soon. This is a Moleskine notebook, watercolor Moleskine notebook. I've already started this sketchbook. I can show you a bit. I've been recording the time lapse for this. There's a lot of characters here, and this has taken quite a while. I have some stickers from different stuff. Here's the watercolor that I mentioned earlier, and I've been just getting started with this one. So you can tell that my art style looks a little different and more refined here. That's because I like to think I improved between this and the last sketchbook. That would be all. That was my sketchbook tour. Bye bye!